Hello, everyone. Uh, Hello, I'm just waiting for people to hop on. I just hit live, so I don't know how long it takes for notifications to go out. Um, Let me know if you're here. Okay, Fat Patriot, you got a notification? Cool. Awesome. I don't go live often, so I I usually go live at like protests or like flag waves. So this is different. Um, yeah, this is really different. I'm actually more nervous about this live than any event I've ever gone to. It's crazy. I'm at home, you know, safe, but talking about stuff seems scarier than going and facing people on the left, to be honest, because everyone seems to get upset. And yeah, so yeah, I just I wanted to come on here and just ask like what are we doing? Because I'm seeing a lot of things and hearing a lot of things about stuff that's happening online, and I I just don't understand. I mean, months ago, back in November when I started coming down to Patriot Corner and meeting everyone, it was a different vibe. It's a different vibe online. It was a different vibe there. And I honestly don't know what happened. I mean, I kind of do, but right now to where it's at today, it's ugly. It's so ugly right now. I mean, like what are we doing? People are making, I decided to come on live to talk because you can't really get this out in a post. You can't really get this out in comments. You can't really get this out in DMs, and I think that tone is very important, and tone is not portrayed in comments or DMs very well, and everyone's going to interpret that differently. So I figure if I come on live and say what I want to say, then no one can twist it and say that, I'm crashing out or I'm, belittling anyone. Um, but yeah, I don't understand we are why we're trash talking everyone online. Like why? I get that there's some conflict between some people and it's spilled to public, to public posts and comments. And, you know, and then you have other people that want to jump on the bandwagon and jump onto those posts and comments or make their own posts about people that have not done anything to them. Why? I mean, is that what the patriot movement is now? Is that what we're doing? We're just trash talking everyone? Like, someone please tell me, because a lot of us, that's not what we signed up for. That's not why we started going out there. That's not why we joined, you know? I mean, that's not a movement, not one that anyone wants to get behind. I mean, that's why people don't show up. There are a lot of patriots out there, and they're not the loud ones that are gonna speak up. They're not talking about it right now, but they I've heard from multiple sources why people aren't coming down there, why people aren't coming out, because they see what's happening online. They see what's happening on live streams, and they don't agree. So, yeah, they're not gonna show up. Hey, Kamala. Hey, Mindy Moon. Um, but yeah, I mean, we're seriously, like, what are we doing? I don't agree with everyone, but I don't sit there and trash talk them online, you know? And I'm not coming on here to trash talk anyone. I'm just saying, why are we trash talking everyone? Like, a lot of what I'm seeing isn't Christian or godly at all. Not at all. And sorry, I'm just reading comments and yeah. Yeah, we have people calling each other names, making accusations about people they don't know. It's wild. Like, I don't understand. We have OGs that are getting trash talked, and not even the ones that, not even like the ones that, have big platforms. We're talking about just like all OGs are getting trashed on. And why? Because they don't agree? Because they have questions? Because they're calling things out? Like, just because they don't agree with you or they're calling things out does not make them not patriots. Like, why why is fake patriot being thrown around left and right? Like, it's just like every other day someone is accusing someone of not being a patriot because they dare to have an opinion that's different. I mean, isn't isn't that the point? Is that we're supposed to be able to have a difference of opinion? We're not supposed to just follow blindly like sheep? I mean, that's what we accuse the left of doing. So why are we doing that to people on our side? Like, not everyone's going to think and feel the same way, you know? And if you don't agree with someone, cool. Like, you don't have to trash talk them though. Like, you don't have to make posts about them. Like, it's just gross. And then you have people that follow and jump on that and get nasty in the comments about people they don't even know. It, you don't even know these people, and you're gonna trash talk them. Like, I don't understand. And I'm not calling anyone out specifically. Like, this is in the mass. I'm seeing this all over on X. I'm seeing this in the chats on YouTube. Like, I can't even go into a chat, it seems like, without seeing somebody trash talking somebody. I can't go on X and not see someone trash talking someone, and it's childish. Like, what is that accomplishing? You trash talking someone you don't agree with that's on your side? What is that accomplishing, really? Like, can someone please tell me? I mean, is that what we're doing? I mean, I'm not doing it. I know a lot of people aren't doing it, but is that the direction that this movement is going? And people wonder why the numbers are low. And apparently, I mean, this has been, I mean, there's been disagreements among the patriot movement for over the over the last decade. I've learned from multiple people. However, it wasn't this bad on the internet. Social media has amped it up so bad. I mean, X, I guess, used to be like a news platform, and now it's social media drama. It's as bad as Facebook, people are saying. And that's why a lot of people are not on X. And yeah, I just joined X because I wanted to see more content, and I knew a lot of streamers were had content on X, and that's why I joined. And then I ended up joining a community, and I'm happy I joined the community, really am, but lately what I'm seeing, it's like it doesn't look like a community. It's just gotten really sad, and I just don't understand why. Like, why is that what we're doing? Like, you know, everything you're saying, Laura, applies to both sides. Yes, there is a lot of trash talking happening on both sides, 100%. But there's a lot of people that aren't trash talking and they're getting trash talked on. And so, like, why are we becoming online bullies? That's essentially what people are doing, is people are becoming online bullies and making wild accusations. And then we have people who are not even a part of this movement anymore, and we all know who it is. I'm not going to say names, but that are sexually harassing women, and people are watching it and subscribing just so that they can comment. All you do is help their algorithm out. You are literally helping someone's algorithm out that you don't like, that nobody likes, but yet you subscribe so you can comment and trash talk them, and all you're doing is feeding their fire. That's what they want. Why are we following people we don't like? Just so we can talk about them. Like, why is that where our energy is going? Like, we should be focusing our energy on doing something positive. We should be focusing our energy on getting closer to God, like, not drama. Like, please tell me why. Like, we should be organizing events and, you know, getting to know each other and trying to do some good in Oregon, you know, in the communities. But no, we're trash talking people online. Like, that's gross. Hey, Pinko Pink. I just I just wanna understand. I just want people to think about this and just ask yourself, why? Why are you commenting and supporting posts where we're trash talking and making fun of people? Why are we doing that? I mean, what happened to the "What would Jesus do" movement? Remember when that slogan was big? Way back when? Like, that's what we should be asking ourselves. What would Jesus do? I mean, not everyone's gonna agree with us. Not everyone's gonna like us, but we don't stoop to their level. Just because someone's doing it doesn't mean we do it too. We should be better. That's the only way things get better is when people start acting better. Acting like someone childish or acting like someone who's doing something wrong doesn't make you right. Two wrongs don't make a right. Hey, oddball. Yeah, it is disgusting. Pinko pink. It's really disgusting, the things that I'm seeing. And I'll probably get a lot of hate just for saying this, you know? Seriously. And that's fine. People can hate on me for having this opinion. People can hate on me for talking about this. That's cool. I'm not going to participate in that. Old school stage advice. Yeah, I've been talking to a lot of people. I've been gathering wisdom from a lot of people because uh, when I first came out, I kind of fell into the trap. You know, I got really caught up. You know, before I even started live streaming, I went out and started acting crazy. I mean, to me, looking back, is a little crazy. I'm yelling at people that I don't even know. You know, getting worked up over politics with people I don't even know. I had to think about that. I was like, wow, I'm really screaming at someone. And what? Because they have a different opinion than I do? Like, geez, you know, why am I letting that person affect me? So I had to really calm myself down and just realize like these people are they want a reaction. They want a negative reaction out of you. And I'm not going to give it to them. You know, my grandma used to always say, kill them with kindness. So that's what I try to do. You know, and I think you get further that way. I really do. People aren't going to listen to you if you're yelling at them. And I know it's hard. Emotions fly and you react, but we need to be better. We need to be better than that. And that's why I calmed myself down. And then, you know, I did get advice from people. Just, you know, it wasn't out in the open, but I did get a lot of advice from multiple sources. And, you know, I respect the wisdom of people that have been in this for a long time. They've seen way more than us new people have. Like what we're experiencing now is nothing, nothing compared to what I've heard, the stories I've heard, the videos I've seen. Literally, it's child's play what we're experiencing now. And I'm not saying that it's not scary and dangerous, but it's so small compared to what happened before. And, you know, we just need to remember that. Like it's not the same. It we're not dealing with the same people that they were dealing with in 2020. We're really not. I'm not minimizing stuff that's happened, but if you look back at what happened back then, it was way, way, way worse. I mean, this city was literally being burned, you know? They're just yelling at a building right now. And yeah, they are terrorizing that block. They are. But I just say let them have the building. Honestly, let them have the building. They're not burning it down. They've spray painted it. They've, you know, trashed that tree. But what are we gonna do? We're not Batman. We're not the police. And the police are not on our side. No matter what some people on the left say when they get arrested, they think that the police are on our side. They're not. They're not on our side. So I mean, it's a huge risk to go down to ICE. And for what? I mean, May Day was the kickoff of their season. So, you know, it's not even people down there that you can talk to. It used to be, you know, protesters down there and you could go and have some conversations with people and they would get heated, but for the most part, like you it was chill to the point where you could just have conversations and not get attacked. You know, I never felt threatened or scared when I was down there, even while live streaming. And I didn't agree with everyone, but people would talk to me, you know, and now I don't see a reason to go down there. I mean, everyone can do what they want. If they want to go down, do it. But people at home should not be antagonizing people to go down there. They shouldn't be telling people or shaming people for not going down there. Like, have you been down there? Until you've been down there and you've experienced it, you don't even know what you're talking about. Honestly, you don't know that feeling. You don't know what it feels like to be among a crowd of people and feel the energy of people hating you. It's not fun. There have been some fun moments, I'm not gonna lie. A little adrenaline rush from time to time, but there's been times where I was just like, "Nope," and I've left early because of it. Yeah, will you be at the flag wave? Um, I will not be at the flag wave. I will not. I kinda heard the details about it late. Um, I heard it's one place and then it's another place, and yeah, I just wasn't able to work that into my plans today. I got other stuff going on. Snooks. I'm not a keyboard warrior. I won't encourage others to do what I won't do. Exactly. And that's the thing is that there's so many people that are encouraging people to go out and do stuff. Like they want to watch it. They want to see it. And you don't realize the situations you're putting people in. Like not everyone that goes out there is a fighter, honestly. Like I'm not a fighter. Like I'll defend myself if I have to, but I don't want to fight anybody. I I really don't. I don't think we should be fighting, We should be talking to people, and we know that the crowd that's down there right now are not ones that want to talk. That's not what they want, that's not what they're there for. It's a different crowd, and, they're just bored, and they just wanna fight somebody. So, I mean, let them yell at the building, let them get their aggression out yelling at the building, I say. But, if you wanna go down there, go down there. Just don't blame people when they don't wanna go down. There's a reason. I mean, and I'm sorry if you don't agree. Hello, genies. Hello, unscripted. Sorry, I'm like not looking at the chat to see all the comments. I'm like barely looking down. Hey, Ed. But yeah, it just exactly. You don't have to go to protest to be a patriot. There are lots of patriots. And, from what I'm hearing, and not just from the ones with the big platforms, I'm also hearing from other patriots that, they don't understand why people are going to leftist protests. They don't understand because that's not what they did. It's never been what they've been about. They've always had their own rallies, their own events, and leftists would show up. So, again, I'm not telling anyone what to do, and I'm not trashing on anyone for going down there. It's just I see a lot of times people are trying to make people feel guilty or shaming people for not going down there. And I just don't understand. Other than you want more people down there to protect the ones that wanna go down there, but everyone who's not going down there is basically told ones who are going down there that they're not gonna go down. Or, when asked privately, no one's saying, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go down there," you know? So and if people get attacked for going down there, you cannot blame other people for not doing something. When it's 2 or 3 people down there and someone's getting attacked against a mob of, like, 20 or 30, like, what do you want that other person to do? I mean, I see it all the time. Everyone gets mad at someone for not doing something. Again, no one out there is Batman. They really aren't. And everyone who goes down there knows what to expect. No one's blaming anyone for not stepping in and doing something. I have not heard one person or seen one person, blame other people for not stepping in because they know. But people at home love to point the finger. Well, you should have done something. You should have done. What would you do? I mean, what do you think you would do if you were there? Like, I would love to see it. Go there. Go there. Be there when it's happening. Let's see what you do. Please. Please show us. We're not doing it right. Show us. Show us how it's done. Like, come on. You don't know unless you've been there. And people who do go there don't shame other people for not going. They get it. They understand. If you don't want to go, then don't go. Don't be there. Only people that are ready and willing to do something should go. Otherwise, everyone else is just gonna be a liability. Honestly. I mean, that's why I'm very quiet down there. I don't want to be a liability to someone. I don't want someone to have to step in and fight for me or protect me, you know? I really don't. I appreciate that people have, had my back or kept eyes on me to make sure that I'm safe, but I also really, really prevent getting into a situation where I'm going to get attacked. I really do. And if I feel like it's going to turn that way, I've left early just so that, I'm one less person that anyone has to worry about. Because I know all the men, they will protect all of us women. And I love that. But I don't want to put them in that situation. So yeah, so I'm very mindful of that. And so is everyone else that goes down there. And that's just something we that people at home need to think about. Like, you don't know what it's like, and you wanna attack people for not showing up, but you don't show up, and everyone has excuses. They're out of state. Okay, then why are you attacking people who are local? You support the Portland Patriots, or do you only support the ones that are gonna give you the content that you want? I mean, let's be real. Are you supporting patriots or are you supporting people that give you content? And I'm not knocking anyone who creates content. I'm not, because they're not knocking other people, but you have people that follow and they get more offended than anyone else. I've seen followers get more offended than than the person that's being talked about. And that's just wild to me. Yeah, if you're a woman at a protest, don't walk off alone by yourself down an alley, not good. No, yeah, definitely. But yeah, I just I that's why I don't go to protests anymore, because I don't want to be attacked. I would love to go and talk to people, but a lot, but what's happening down at ICE, it's no longer talking. It's not conversation. It's it's not productive, you know? I love the flag waves. I love, seeing people in the Patriot community. That to me is fun. I wanna see that grow. I don't wanna see all this online bullying, you know? People need to start listening to each other. I'm not saying, like, someone's gonna tell someone what to do, but, I mean, listen to advice. You don't have to agree with it. Fine. But there are people with a lot of experience, and, there's a lot of people that are not outspoken online yet, and maybe they will soon, and I hope they do. I hope that more people give advice. I hope that more people are able to share their experience, because there is a lot of stories that you guys are not hearing about, you know? I've been blessed to hear some of them, but I know there's a lot more that I haven't heard either, and I look forward to hearing more, because I want to learn. I don't want to recreate the same mistakes, you know? I wanna know more about what I'm dealing with. It's at the point where it's just arguing with terrorists. Yeah, it is. You're going down there, you're arguing with terrorists. I mean, let's be real. And yeah, they're but they're also not I think there's, like, a few that might be, of the old school from what I'm hearing, but there's a lot of new people that are down there that, OGs don't recognize. So and, like, people have said they're like Timu Antifa. I mean, I honestly think that if it was like 2020, I wouldn't be down there. I I'd maybe be curious, but I mean, that was insane from what I'm seeing in videos and from stories I'm hearing. That was completely insane. So I just want people to think about, like, what what are you doing? Like, why are you encouraging people to trash talk others? Why are you encouraging people to, belittle someone else? Like, why? I mean, is that gonna bring you closer to God? Is that gonna make Oregon red? Is that gonna change anything in our community? Then why are we putting energy into it? Snooks, you were modding boots on the ground in 2020. It was awful. I believe you. I watched a little bit back then, but honestly, every time I saw a live, I just got anxiety, and I'd watch and then I would get upset because there's nothing I could do. And so I would stop watching because I didn't want to see what was happening. I lived way out in the country, which I do now. But yeah, I was living way out in the country, and I was just like, if I don't go online, ignorance was bliss. It wasn't happening in my where I was living, so I wasn't seeing it. And I'd get online and, oh my gosh, it would infuriate me. It'd give me anxiety. You know, I wasn't going out to do anything back then. Um, I went to like I started going to a few flag waves, but that was it. I wasn't curious enough to go downtown Portland and see what was happening, and it's just it was insane. People go to jail or prison soon. Police and judges are watching the whole circus, and all the characters, patriots, are not going to fly into Portland from across the country like they once did. Hey, BCP. Yeah, I, I believe it. I mean, I hear that, back in the day, OGs used to fly in from all over. I mean, there used to be gatherings of like thousands of patriots, They're all watching online. They all see what's happening, and they're not showing up for a reason. There may be a lot of people that follow what's happening and like encourage it, but those people are watching from their couch. They're never going to show up. So when you go out there to do these stunts, you're on your own. And as much as people say that more patriots need to come out, they're not going to support this. And there's been a few people that say they're going to come from out of town that are new, that want to come, help and see what's going on. But if that's all you're coming for, is just to come to Portland Ice when there's not really many people that are going to be out there helping to support. I mean, you see what's happened to like people like Katie. I mean, you've seen what's happened to people like Honey Badger Mom. And all they do is go out and record, and they've been attacked. And they've like had to be hidden and try and go undercover. And it's a risk. And there's, very little security for them. And for the people that are going out there, it's not the mass numbers that there once was. And nobody wants to stop and think about why. Like, why aren't more people coming out? Because they used to. I mean, I hear like it used to be like a week's notice or less than a week's notice. People would jump on flights to come out back when it was crazy. They don't know who Black Bloc, Black Clad, or BAM is. Yet people who watch are convinced that Antifa are showing up and attacking innocent patriots. Sorry, that is not happening. I mean, yeah, I wasn't out there in 2020, but from what I've seen of videos, it does not look like the same. And I'm sorry if that upsets people. I'm sorry if that offends people and makes them think that I'm suddenly that I'm fake. I'm just being real, and I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that feels like this. And we shouldn't be shamed for expressing our opinion. We shouldn't be shamed for asking questions. People should ask questions. People shouldn't be offended by someone asking questions and talking about this. I've been wanting to talk about some of this for a long time, but it's kind of come to a boiling point where it's constant now. I've just, in the last 24 hours, I have seen and heard things from people that I'm just like, what are we doing? Like, please stop and think before you post. Like, what is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? Like, I'm not perfect, and I've made lots of mistakes online, so many. And, I'm trying to be better. And I want that the same for everyone else. Hey, Britt. Yeah, totally different atmosphere there than in 2020. Also because patriots get blamed and arrested, but not the others. Yeah, I mean, but apparently that's nothing new. That's nothing new. From what I'm hearing from OGs, that's how it's always been. But they didn't show up to their events. They literally had their own events, and Antifa showed up, and still patriots got blamed for for defending for defending themselves. Like that's Portland. I mean, we need to work on changing that than going out there and getting into these attacks. Like, how do we change that? How do we make sure that that's not something that happens in the future? People are trying to create a 2020 in hopes other patriots will show up and come out. Thank you, Quincy. I just honestly, I was, like I said in the beginning, I was very nervous to get on this stream. I would rather walk through ice right now just because I've seen what happens when people speak out and speak their opinion, and like the trash talking that happens in spaces and on live streams and in chats and in posts. It's crazy. I mean, that's why I don't even go into spaces anymore. I couldn't stand it. I could not stand it. I can't stand hearing people trash talking my friends. And it happens about everyone. Everyone has been trash talked in spaces by people who claim to be supportive. And I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to participate in it. So I just don't go. There are people on the left like myself who feel the way you do, Laura. My goal is to find common ground with kindness and humanity. It isn't a popular position sometimes. No, it's not. It's really, really, really not a popular position. I mean, it's crazy to me. Like, can't we find common ground? I thought I thought the goal for both sides is not to have fascism, but yet fascism is happening, and it's not the government. It's it's we the people. We the people are acting like fascists sometimes. Some of the people are acting like fascists by trying to silence others or shaming others, or just basically, if you don't believe what we believe or think the way we think or support what we do, then you're fake. And that happens on both sides, and it shouldn't. Like, we need to stop. Stop. Like, seriously. The unpopular opinion doesn't make it wrong. Like, where is the love for people? I mean, honestly, everyone keeps talking about, "Oh, it's gonna be summer of love." I don't think it's gonna be the summer of love that everyone's thinking it is. It seems like it's gonna be more summer of love among the patriot community, to be honest, because that's what's happening. It's not summer of love out in Portland. It's summer of love online among the patriot community. That's what's really happening, and y'all see it. I'm not wrong. I've been joking about it there for a minute, like, "Oh, yeah, it's gonna be summer of love, but among the patriots at this rate." It is sad. It it's very sad that that's what's happening. That was not what it was when I first came out. That's not what was happening online. That's not what was happening down at ICE or among patriots. Like, when I first came out, I mean, they were having, like, barbecues right there on the corner. A lot more people showed up, and it was fun. And, everyone talked and just kinda shared their experience and, just got to know each other. That has not been happening for a hot minute. So many egos. Yeah, there are so many egos, Brandy. Yes, the left are getting exactly what they want, division. We're I mean, there's been people that have been calling that out, that we are feeding the left what they want. And, they see it all over X. And just because they don't comment, they're watching it. They watch the lives. They see the chats, you know, and they're feeding off of it. You are brave for saying these things that I've been thinking all along. I give big props to you, Laura. Thank you, Brett. It's my fault. I should have never said that I think you had more to say there, Quincy. It's my fault. I should have never said that ICE was, oh, I can't see it there, was dead and it was pointless for patriots to come out. That's not your fault. You were honestly, and people say that Quincy saying that was like him, uh what have I seen? People said that he's trashing Tommy by telling him that ICE is dead and that people shouldn't come out. That was advice. That wasn't trash talk. That was advice. Everyone keeps I see it. People keep saying that BCP is trashing patriots and trashing Tommy, and no, I have not seen that. He may call some stuff out and people don't like it, but, like, him and Tommy don't have any problems as far as I've seen. Like, they talk offline. Just because you don't see or hear those conversations doesn't mean they don't happen. You guys judge based on what you see online, a very narrow window, and there's a much bigger picture that's happening that y'all don't know and don't see. I'm sure they can forgive, but they won't forget. Oh gosh. Pinko Pink. You start this mess. Oh, Quincy. I mean, I guess in a way you start this mess. You spoke up about something that you felt strongly about and that you wanted to just warn people and just kind of make them aware and get them to think. And that's a lot of what you do. I mean, that's why that's one of the reasons why I've always liked Quincy's work. I started watching him back in like 2020-ish and you know, he was local and showing things that the news wasn't. I mean, it was him and Steven Crowder. Those were my news sources back then. My new news sources to find out what's happening because, the local news was not telling us the truth. I mean, shoot, they had me scared of the Proud Boys. First time I met Proud Boys, I was terrified to walk up to them. But I did it anyways 'cause I wanted to see for myself, right? And found out that the news was lying. Indeed, which I already had been slowly finding out the news is lying, but to what degree? It it's insane. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I've always liked Quincy's work. I mean, he challenges things and he challenges people's opinions. Today and back then. And he's always asked questions and been trying to find the truth. And he's also always been talking about Jesus. And back then I wasn't so into that. I wasn't so into Jesus back then. But slowly over time I figured out that Jesus is the way. And I appreciate that he reminds people of that. And I appreciate that he calls things out. And he's got me to think about things because I've been wrong. I have been so wrong before. And I like that he's that he's brave enough to say some things. And because of him, he's the reason why I even joined X because he went down to ICE and he was showing other streamers and what was happening, and I got curious and I wanted to know and see more. And I saw that there was like this patriot community happening and I wanted to know more about it. So I joined X and just started getting involved online and just trying to learn more. And then finally got brave enough to go out. And yeah, and then I started to meet other people. But I've always been a BCP fan, I guess, is what I get called. I mean, I get called lots of things. But yeah, that's why I stick up for him. That's why I defend his work and what he says because he's not wrong. Just because people don't like to hear it doesn't mean he's wrong. And if he is wrong, he's he'll admit it. Um, he's not always willing to admit sometimes when he's wrong about little things. And if you watch the stream, you know what I'm talking about. There's like little jokes there. We have difference of opinions on some things. Um, Pinko Pink, he will not LOL. On big things, he will admit when he's wrong, for sure. Like, yes, I know. He once said ICE was dead, and then ICE picked up again, and everyone criticized him for that and said he was wrong. When he said it, he was not wrong. He said, and he even said, until something happens, there's nothing going on. And yeah, something happened. Some people in Minnesota got killed, and then things picked up in Portland. And that's just the way it is. It'll die down and then something will happen, and then it'll pick up for a little bit, and then it dies down again. I mean, it's the wave that I'm seeing. Katie Davis Court is still being attacked. Ryan Amaker is still being attacked. Last night, Nico, Oregon was cornered with Ground Zero PDX inside of a bar where they ran to get away from Antifa, who chased them for 5 blocks. I know. I know. What happened in that bar last night was insane. Like, I just and I told Nico Oregon, I was like, "Girl, what are you doing? Please be safe." Like, w a lot of people said they weren't gonna go last night because of the event that was being held, and they just knew. They knew it wasn't safe to go. I knew it wasn't safe to go. It picked up, or was it a one-off event? Um, um, yeah, I think there's been some one-off events. It hasn't quite it didn't quite pick up, I guess. I mean, maybe it's like some one-off events that trickled into, throughout another weekend or something. Or, sometimes more people show up when they see streamers out there. I think that happens. Sometimes it'll be really quiet down there, and then sometimes streamers show up and then more people come out. I think that that happens too. Because nights when nobody shows up at all, I mean, you can see on some of the leftist streams, the numbers are really, really low. They wanna come fight people. A lot of people go down there because they wanna come fight people. Mhm. Yeah. It has been a whole bunch of one-offs that happens anytime that a patriot shows up. Yes. I moved from Portland to a red area. I had to learn. Yeah. I wished I lived in it. I mean, where I live, it's kind of a red area. I don't live in Portland, and I I don't want to live in Portland. Sad to say, Portland used to be really fun. Going downtown used to be a fun experience, and not anymore. Going down to Waterfront is it's not the park it used to be. It's not the family experience it used to be. I mean, going downtown to go shopping, not even the same. I mean, it used to be just thriving with people, and now a lot of offices have closed down. I mean, there a lot of restaurants, businesses have left, you know? Nobody wants to be in downtown Portland anymore. It's sad, meaning there hasn't been a consistent large amount of protesters since October, November. No, there has not been consistent. From what was happening in October, November, if you go back and watch the videos and live streams, I mean, that was a lot of people. It has not been that way. Saturday market was so fun. Yes. I used to go to Saturday market. I used to go down to the waterfront with my kids. Um, Pioneer Square. Ugh, let's see here. I mean, just all around Portland. I mean, you had the food carts, you had, just all the shopping, the parks, just walking around the city. Portland was always a little quirky and weird, but mm, this is more than quirky and weird. It's sad. Like, I don't want to bring my kids down there. I don't feel like it's a good environment. to bring my children down to downtown Portland. Nico Orion lives right there. Gonzo Predix lives there. Tommy Percent lives there. They have just as much right to be there. Yes, they do. They do have as much right to be there. I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying they don't at all. You know, I've literally been saying on here, like, I'm not knocking people for going down there. I'm just saying that the people that don't want to go should not feel shamed for that. And that's a lot of what's happening is like, oh, you don't go down to support the Patriots. You're not a real patriot. Shame on you. You should be going down there. Why aren't you going down there? I see people in chats all the time saying that. Where are the Patriots? Why aren't they showing up? They should be down here. Like, you just have people at home telling other people what they should be doing who have never experienced it, you know? And like I said, people go down there and then if they get attacked, you have other people at home online blaming other people for not doing something about it. And there's nothing anyone can do. You know, I've seen Shane's gotten hated on. Shane's not Batman. Quincy's not Batman. I'm not Batman. Are you Batman? Like, there's no Batman. There's no Batman that's going to come save the day. I mean, you go to these events, you're pretty much on your own. You know, when there's a large amount of people, they can have your back more. But when it's just a few of you against a crowd of like 20, 30, you're on your own, and everyone that goes down there knows that. And anyone who goes down there does not blame other people for not stepping in. They really don't. And that's why I don't go down there when it's like that. The last time I went down there was No Kings. I went to the No Kings march, did the entire march. That was all peaceful. You know, there was a at the end there was some conversations that happened between some people that got a little gross. But other than that, no violence. Yeah, I walked through the entire march, was not harassed at all. Just kind of filmed it, and I went down to ice, and I kind of kept my distance, and I stayed there for a little bit, but I dipped out early because I could kind of see and feel like the energy of people down there and could kind of see people were starting to point me out. And I did not want to get into a situation where, I would be in danger or where someone would feel that they needed to step in and help. I didn't want to put that on anyone because there was a large amount of people down there and some of them were acting pretty violent and I mean, they broke the gate. Like, that was insane. So, yeah, since No Kings, I have not been down there. I didn't go for May Day. So glad I didn't. Glad I left early at No Kings as it turned insane. How many people who encourage or want people to go down there have been to any riot protest or any left-leaning event? Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is people who encourage it have not gone. Sorry, guys, I had to mute. I had to answer. One of the kids was asking me something, so. But yeah, I mean, anyone who's been down there or to any protest or riot is not shaming people for not going. They're because they know it's not for everyone, and no one who's experienced it is gonna ask that of people. Like, some people want more people to come down, yeah. I mean, you always want larger numbers with you at an event, but honestly, you're not gonna sit there and shame people for not going. I wouldn't blame anyone, because it's different than watching it online. And sometimes people think it's worse watching from home than some situations are in person, it's wild, but again, like, you don't know that feeling. Like, you see what you see, but you don't know that feeling of that, like, at any moment, someone can come up from behind you, run up and, like, attack you. I mean, you've seen clips, the other night where literally Tommy got attacked. I mean, he didn't see that guy coming, and he just was lurking and just ran up on him, and that can happen at any time. I mean, do you want that to happen to you? Why do you wanna see it to happen to other people? If people wanna go down there, that's their choice, but no one should be encouraged to do something that's dangerous. No one should be shamed for not doing something that's dangerous. Are you gonna pay their hospital bills? Are you gonna pay their legal fees? Are you gonna take care of them when something happens? Like, there's a lot more to it than getting a phone broken or getting, your car vandalized. There's a lot more that people have suffered. You just haven't heard all their stories because they don't wanna go public for so many reasons because of what they've experienced. But a lot of people are wanting to speak out more now because of what they're seeing, of, the behavior they're seeing online, the things that people are encouraging, the way people are trashing on people who have experienced so much loss, and it's just the disrespect that's happening is insane. I can't imagine disrespecting people who have been in a community or in a movement way longer than me. I just don't understand it. I wasn't raised that way, I was raised to, like, respect my elders, and I'm not just talking about people that are older than me, but people that have been involved longer than me, I think is also a way of, is like an elder. Even if they're younger than me in age, but they're older than me in experience with this, they should be respected just like an elder. I promise you it's less than 2% that will show up. Some of these accounts have 40,000 subs, 2% is 940 people. They can get even 1% of their followers to show up. Yeah, that's so true. Was I awakening to be there last night? I bet it was unfiltered. I heard you had quite the experience. When I saw, I was watching from home. Uh, I was watching from home, somebody restreaming, like, a lot of people, and yeah, I mean, you can speak on it unfiltered, like, watching from home versus being down there, you had quite the experience. What about people like, if he bashes anyone going down there and saying they are dumb for being there, there's those people too. He was crashing out last night. I did I honestly, I don't think calling anyone dumb, uh, for going down there is right. I mean, everyone has a reason that they go, you know? I I worry when people go. I was worried. I was getting upset watching it and asking, like, "Why are they out there?" Because I was worried. 'Cause I knew it was gonna be a dangerous night, and I don't wanna see people get hurt. And so, I got upset because I'm seeing people I know and hearing, like, the fear in their voices, and I there's nothing I can do. I'm watching from home, and it's hard. I just wanna, like, swoop in and save them somehow or send an army in to save them, and I can't. I mean, I don't think it's a good idea to go, but I'm not I'm not gonna say people are dumb. My friend who went down there has been an activist since 2014. She watched a lot of the violence October 24th and October 25th and was confronted by Spider Mike, who pushed his body into hers and threatened to pepper spray her. Oh, oh wow. And see that the pepper spraying, oh my gosh. I knock on wood. I've never been pepper sprayed and I've never had to pepper spray anyone. I I I don't plan to. I've carried it on me just in case, I'm leaving or something, or I get in a situation where I'm all by myself and I get cornered and I have, by a large mass of people, that I don't ever want to have to do that. So like I said, I avoid it all. I get out of situations before I I feel like I need to defend myself because I don't want to be attacked. The repeated crash outs and abuse is ridiculous. Yes, Brandy, it is. There's a lot of people crashing out. There's a lot of people, you know, just posting all kinds of negative stuff online about people. And I mean, what is it accomplishing other than providing entertainment for people at home? I mean, literally, people are pulling up a chair, they're getting their popcorn, and they are just loving and watching the comments and just watching people attack each other and burn each other. Like, that's what's happening. And it's sad. It's so sad. It's 100% okay for yourself not to go to events, etc., that very well may have troubles. None should hold that against you personally. And who has? Other than general call to turn out and be among patriots, but it's okay to not go. Please avoid all the rest of present tensions drama. No one would expect yourself to be a bodyguard, and those who can serve collectively as that for one another. It's up to each of them who to join in or not. Exactly. Exactly. Like, no one should feel pressured and no one should be shamed. And that's a lot of what I'm seeing. And it's not just on X, I see it in chat comments, and it's infuriating. I see it on X, I see it on YouTube streams, I see it on X posts, comments. It's it's just a lot. It's like no matter what chat I go into when someone's live streaming, someone's always talking smack about what they think people should be doing, but they're not the ones out there doing it themselves, you know? And I may not agree with what someone's doing when I'm watching a live stream, but I don't I don't say anything in the chat about it. If I have something to say to them, I typically will message them, like, or tell them personally. But otherwise, I'm not gonna sit there and tell them what they should or shouldn't do because I'm not them, you know? I'm not in their situation. I'm not in their head. I don't know what's going on with them, and neither do any of you. You're not in their shoes. You're not in their shoes. How are you gonna say what you would do or what they should do? Like, it's different for everyone. Everyone's reaction to a situation is different based on their own life experience, and how you would do something isn't the same as how I would do something, and that's fine. The loud sounds, the smell and taste of pepper spray on your skin, eyes, and nose. Oh, yeah. Oof. The smell of freedom, as they call it. Yeah. The pepper spray, I am not a fan of, and I've only experienced the pepper spray because of being close to, like, the large crowds down at ICE when pepper spray was deployed, and, of course, it hits the air, and, oh my gosh, it gets in your nose, your throat. I, like, gagged on that before, and I had to learn some tricks that, like, water helps, but, um, yeah, I don't have a gas mask, so luckily, I've not been down at the facility when gas was being deployed, but I remember seeing those live streams. I remember seeing Haley West, like, her face was all red, her eyes and nose, I mean, she looked like she was having a full-on allergy attack and was running away from the gas. That's when it was insane, and I was just watching from home like, "Oh my gosh." I was I was interested, but I was nervous. And I started going down there once the gas was not being deployed as much, and the pepper spray was, you know, it wasn't as bad. But back when I was watching, I was like, "There's no way, it looks like a war zone." That block looked like a freaking war zone, and when I first went out, I didn't even, when I told people, like, I told my family I was going to an event. I said, "I'm just going to an event in downtown Portland." I didn't say what, because they probably would have, like, thought I was insane. Honestly, when I finally told them the truth about where I went, they were just like, "What? Why why would you do that?" So, yeah. But, I mean, I'm glad I went. I'm glad I went. I'm glad I went and saw it for myself. I'm glad I experienced it. But, again, I experienced it was more mild when I went down than it was in October and September. Um, yeah, and even last summer, we all saw clips of, how the building was getting attacked. And, you know, then later on, Katie and Honey Badger Mom were getting attacked. And then Tommy went down there and he got attacked. Like, it was different. And then it switched to, like, a bunch of online yell or not online, but just yelling and screaming back and forth. Bunch of name calling, you know, just talking about people's body parts and, calling people Nazis, pedoprotectors, you name it. I mean, the you've all watched the streams, you've all seen it. There was a lot of trash talking going back and forth down there. It got to the point where I remember one night I was streaming and I was literally bored. I was bored. It's just I was walking around and it's just like, the same old of like trash talking and arguing. And I was just like, okay. And I stopped going down there as much. I was like, all right, I'm only going to show up if there's like an event because I got bored of watching the same people say the same things and do the same thing over and over again, you know? It's like to the point where I didn't even feel like it was necessarily dangerous at that time. I mean, I definitely didn't trust, that I couldn't get attacked, but I literally was able to walk around down that street at that time and, no one harassed me. And then that changed. That changed before No Kings, that changed. I started to get harassed a little bit. All of a sudden they had a problem with me filming. I guess they started to recognize me more and figured out what side I was on. Some of them watched my streams and didn't like my opinions. I might have cheered when ICE arrested someone. I messed up. I was trying to like be quiet and just kind of film and be down there and then, people were antagonizing ICE and then ICE arrested someone and I I started to cheer and then I remember the crowd all looked at me like, "What?" I was like, "Oops." Showed my cards. Making fun of people's health. Yeah, yeah, making fun of people's health. That is definitely something that's been happening. Water doesn't help, milk is the answer. Okay, well, unfortunately, there's not like bottles of milk down there. People have had bottles of water, and that's helped a little bit, but I didn't know about the milk thing, but who's carrying milk around at these protests? I mean, that's quite the setup. I would have to have a full-on backpack with like an ice pack and everything. I mean, who's carrying milk around? I didn't even know that was a thing. That that was that helped. Hmm. I watched those same things happen in 2020 at a supposed Christian counter protest when a counter protester and his very young son were calling people faggots. This is the internet. You'll get haters no matter what. Even if you make the most heartwarming content, you will get critics, haters, etc. So don't think about it too much. Focus on the positivity. Hmm. I know, and I get that. I know there's going to be haters. I know. It's just the way of the internet. No matter what you do, people are going to hate on you. I understand, but it's just sad when the haters are among people that are in the community. Like closer in the community and just the attacking each other and trying to say someone's not part of the community, that's that's the saddest thing. And that people online and at home are participating in that and, you know, they're contributing to that. And so then it makes people that are doing that just feel more bold and like, oh, they're in the right because there's people that support it and that like it and comment and repost it. So obviously I'm doing something right. And no, it's just a lot of people that love drama. And people love to share the gossip and the drama and repost it. Doesn't mean that what you're doing is right. That's just something that we all need to remember is that just because there are people that support it doesn't mean that's that it's right. I mean, there's people that support the left. There and a lot of there's people that support trans ideology. I mean, come on. There's supporter for everything. So, just because you have people that support you doesn't mean you're correct. I mean, again, like I said earlier, what would Jesus do? It sounds corny, and I don't care. That used to be like the slogan back in the day. There's bracelets about it. And, that's something we need to keep in mind. And not just pull a couple of verses from the Bible, like don't judge and how people do. They'll take a verse from the Bible and misuse it. Like read the whole Bible. I haven't read the whole Bible. I'm still learning. I'm still learning, but I'm listening. I listen to my pastor. He's a very wise man, very blunt. I love him for it. Oh, yeah. But, that's what we need to be focusing on. We talk about this being a Christian nation, and it's not a Christian nation. It never has been a Christian nation. I mean, the way our Constitution is written, freedom of religion, that's it leaves it open to all kinds of religions. So we're not a Christian nation. And a lot of us Christians are not acting like Christians, and I'm not gonna say who. That's something for everyone to figure out. And just reflect on your own behavior and think about what you're doing. If what you if you can justify what you're doing um with something from the Bible or with God, you know, and if you can't, then maybe you should change that. Like there's just a lot of behaviors where people are claiming to be, good Christians and they're doing the opposite. And it's really sad to see, and this is why a lot of people find that Christianity is hypocrisy and find that God is hypocrisy, because there are people that claim to be about God and they don't act like it. And that's upsetting. I mean, that's honestly why I did not that's why I didn't want to be a Christian back when I was younger. That's why I didn't want anything to do with God. I just thought it was all hypocrisy because of people's actions that supposedly followed the Bible. And then it took me a long time to realize that the actions of some people do not define Jesus and does not define the teachings of the Bible. And that, I needed to learn for myself and that I I can't, I there's nothing I can do about what other people do. They have to answer to God, but that shouldn't stop me from getting close and knowing him more. So I know there's a lot of people that mock anyone who, teaches about Jesus, and I know there's a lot of people that mock God and the Bible and following the Bible and, for many different reasons. But I think that a lot of it is when they a lot of the reasons why people don't want to believe or don't think it's real is because they see that there's a lot of hypocrisy. Absolutely. You see it all the time of the people who misrepresent the truth and misrepresent their own behavior. Yeah, Pastor Russell needs to be cloned. Oh my gosh, for reals. For reals. Oh, yes, I love Pastor Russell. I mean, he is actually he's much calmer on live stream than he is in person. I will tell you, when he is preaching, that man gets loud and blunt. I mean, there's been a service where I was like, "Whoa." I loved it, but my, I know someone else that was there that she was not as appreciative. She was very surprised, by what he was saying. It's just not what you think of when you think of a preacher, 'cause, you've seen a lot of preachers that are very soft and mild, and they kind of, they appease a lot of people, and they don't tell you things bluntly, because they don't want to hurt people's feelings or offend them. And, you know, no one should be offended by the truth. And that's the thing is like we have strayed away from the truth for so long, that people are scared to tell the truth because they're scared of what how everyone's going to feel. And so that is why our society is the way it is. I mean, honestly, because not enough people want to stand up and speak the truth. They're just like, "Oh, well, everyone's truth is the truth." And no, not everyone's truth is the truth. There's only one truth. It's only one. There can't be 5 different truths. There's only one way, and more people need to speak up about that. And we need to get back to the truth as a society and not just with, trans and not just with laws. And I mean, we need to get back to the truth about everything. I mean, I could go on a whole thing about that. This has been such a great stream. Thank you, Laura, for sharing your thoughts. Thank you, Mindy Moon. Yeah, to be honest, I was very nervous about this, but I'm glad I did this, and I want to do more streams. I want to talk more to people, um, because I've been on like Mr. Bill's show, and it can be fun. It can be fun to be on Mr. Bill's show, but it can definitely be chaotic at times. Love you, Mr. Bill, if you're watching. I give you a hard time all the time, um, but you handle it so well sometimes. You're fun to pick on. So much fun. God gave us his word and his son as example of truth. Exactly. Back to the basics. Yes. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm not missing all the comments. Someone thinks it's funny I have brain tumors. Who's your daddy? What, Brandy? Oh my gosh. I'm really sorry. That's not funny. Like that's really disturbing. Please do. It's wonderful hearing a conservative point of view without the anger. Well, thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of people who, um, you know, don't who aren't coming on here being angry, and I think that there needs to be less, hate speech, I guess. And it's not hate speech to tell the truth, but I mean, the words that we use, that's more hate speech. You know, we should be able to get our point across in a peaceful manner. It's we should be able to tell the truth and not insult people and not call people names and not body shame them and not make fun of them. Like, that's just childish. Talk to them about their point of view. Talk to them about their their beliefs. I mean, that's what matters. Not how they wear their hair, how much makeup they wear, or what color their hair is, or if they go tanning. None of that is anything to make fun of. You know, if they're tall, short, fat, skinny, that's not where we should be focusing on. That's not important. How they think and what they believe. That should be the talking points. Not going after people for things that are not in their control or that don't matter. It's nice to hear from a woman on these topics. Well, I'm glad that people enjoyed it, and I can't wait to do it again. But I think I'm gonna hop off now. I have got things to do, and I think I got everything out that I wanted to say. So until next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to doing this again. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Britt. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday afternoon too. Thank you, Ed. Hope you have a good day. Southern Girl, Brandy, Mindy Moon, Pinko Pink. Oh, Quincy. What are you trying to say? I'm not good. Oh my goodness. Quincy, we all love you. Come on now. Seriously. I will enjoy the day. Thank you, Pinko Pink. Thank you, Quincy. That means a lot coming from you. Bye, y'all. Oh my gosh, dogs are barking. Stuff's happening. Bye.